Okay. So first of all, thanks for the organizers for inviting me. China is for us in Germany the most important partner, probably more important than most other European countries. So we feel it's very important to be here, and so it's good to talk here. My presentation is structured in a few separate parts. I will talk first a little bit about the technology aspects, and we'll then look a little bit on the economic implications, and we'll later introduce a little bit the way we approach the strategies in Germany. And first of all, I will show you a little movie and demonstrating a little bit what the factory of the future may look like. And the movie will show the good things and also the bad things.
Get authorization for that. Man, and the backlog's still building. What's going on here? Anna. Request template shutdown process in line 763 alpha phase. And a repeat request shutdown process in line 763 alpha.
Stop here. Otherwise, it's getting too scary. I can change the link. You can imagine before that. It's actually what the movie shows us. The movie shows us there will be no people anymore in the factories. This is almost in the fully upgraded factories in Germany already reality. We are very close to this point. But the movie also shows us we have to be careful. When we approach this point, there are ethical questions, especially when you come to what what in the German think tanks is considered when they're already thinking what comes next after Industry 4.0, and then everybody starts to talk about biohybrids, things like this. There are lots of questions that we have to approach, that we have to think of. So maybe let's get a little bit down to reality. Here we're having let's see if I can manage this. Where's the laser here? So here we're having actually a nice ecosystem of future manufacturing processes. So I want to show you this because it will demonstrate you how things actually more or less already working. So just imagine, I always use this example of the Adidas Speed Factory, which is pretty close to this. You have here people that are living. You have here some design planning bureau, which where you still have few people working. You have here some production control office, and here you have the robots. Actually, almost no people. There's only this one guy, which is and you have here a lot of cars that probably driving autonomous. So when you order things out in theory, let's assume you order your customized sports shoe. The order goes here. The shoe is designed and then produced by robots and delivered by some autonomous driving car or by maybe some drone or whatever to you. But you will not have many people involved in the process, and you will have a significant higher level of customer satisfaction because your product will be totally customized, so the customer will need what you get. But this, especially when it comes to China, has serious implications, since this means everything which is still produced in China, because you're having labor cost advantages, may not produce anymore in China, since you have to put such factories somehow close to the customer. It's already a trend you can actually observe statistically. So, so Industry 4.0, here you have, I summarized a little bit the technologies we need for this. Most people know these technologies, but with their technologies, you will have a lot of new business models, like, for example, in this speed factory from Adidas. So, so when you look at the advantages of Industry 4.0, you will have a better usage of energy because of a better planning. You have shorter innovation cycles because you will know your customer very well, so you can always adapt your product and can develop it further. The product can be more complex because, again, you know more of your customers, and you of course deal with a lot of more data, because people know then when you design your shoe, they know exactly at what time they order the shoes. They can combine this with by big data, for example, with weather data, etc. So they can make a lot of predictions about the expected customer demand. Then, of course, most products will be customized. You can very easily react to volatile markets because you only produce at demand, and your productivity will be much higher. So, what effects this will have? Most of the products will shift from mass production to individual products. Very important for China, we will address the requirements of demographic change, because the new job profiles will, due to the help of robots, not be so physically demanding. This is something we address in Germany, we address in Europe, and we also have to address in China. We're having totally new business models. We're having, I know it's getting economically interesting, the salaries of region will be not so important anymore. If you look back to the movie, it doesn't really matter what this guy earns. Maybe he will ask for a lot because it's quite risky, this job he had, but it's not a decisive factor what salary of this person is. So, which means production will be strengthened, especially in the developed countries, which mainly in Germany and the USA. due to their still available industrial strength. So we will have the production processes will be, which is good, more optimized because you have more data, so you can plan better your production. So you will save energy, and then that's where people discussing this. There quite a lot of jobs will be lost, but jobs with new profiles will be created. But what is actually interesting here when it comes to China, I'm running quite often through Chinese factories, and a few weeks ago I was in Midea, these other guys who just bought Kuga last year, and they actually, when they optimize their production, they write on every station, oh, we could fire 50% of the people here, we could fire so many people here. They're really proud of this. Because maybe they understand, it's getting in China very difficult to find labor, so they're probably just happy then that they could produce the stuff there. So what this means actually for the distribution. So here on this graph you see what has been the share of the emerging economies on the production. So the share was between from the 1990s significantly increasing, mainly due to China. But now many people believe the cards will be reshuffled, and they actually here I put some data I found last month that about 77,000 jobs were last year transferred from China to the USA. I don't have data on Europe on this or on Germany, but this is not due to the Trump policy, it's simply due to the technology requirements, because often it doesn't make sense anymore to leave the production in China because of the high level of automation and also because of the higher salaries in China. It's actually also interesting when it comes to salaries. I asked in the Pearl data a few companies what you pay your staff, and they say always around between 500, 600 euros a month. And when I've been a few months ago also in Bosch in Hungary, in Eastern Hungary, and they told me 500 euros a month. Yeah? So actually the salaries here are on par or even higher already than in Eastern Europe, in European Union member states. Yeah? So it's not a factor anymore. So what speaks for China is especially that it may happen that China, of course, the Chinese market is also very significant. So this part of the production that targets Chinese customers will be, of course, withdrawn. Drawn to China, and then, of course, improved ICT also makes it possible to plan your production better. So there may be also some facts that leave the Chinese give advantages for China if they have certain favorites. So let's come to the German strategy. The German Industry 4.0 strategy, which is actually the Digitale Agenda, was drawn based on expert interviews, but also on questionnaires among companies, and so they asked actually companies how long, what are the issues that concern you, and so many companies in Germany said, yeah, we don't know what are the benefits, we feel the qualification of our workers is not good enough, and we need standards and norms, legal situation is so often unclear, etc., etc. So out of this, the German government developed a strategy, the Digitale Agenda, to address most of those questions, and they created all over Germany like competence centers to sensitize especially the SMEs. They're subsidizing some SMEs that they pick up new technologies. So, for example, when they're asked for consultants to give them any advice, often the models are like this, that they consultants are paid 50% by the company, 50% by the government, by subsidies. And the German government created really huge programs, research programs on microelectronics, sensor technologies, etc., which especially made Fraunhofer very happy because some of the few hundred millions went directly to Fraunhofer. And of course, the German government works with our main partners in terms of production, which is China and the USA, and tries to find standardization solutions with them. So this is the situation which we have now, and on the next slide I'm just summarizing actually what are the issues, what we are thinking about, what should be done in the near future. So the experts in Germany still feel that there is a not accurately working transfer between SMEs and the research. So there need to be methods that SMEs, which represent the strengths of the German economy, can pick up more easy to new technologies and get more easy access to hot research topics related to Industry 4.0. And another point is that different research fields need to be connected better than we very interested, and this also worked with our Chinese partners also on this, their standardization in this regard. IT security is for many companies a partner. The legal framework is often not properly addressed, and then there's something which, as on the slide before I told you, Germany established all over a competence center and testing labs to have technologies presented for the SMEs, and they feel there's not a good networking between them, so there's not enough information exchange so they can learn from each other. So the government or the people believe that there should be something to stick them better together, and yes. And the experts believe that actually this Industry 4.0 was a good marketing for the Made in Germany thing, because actually for some people who don't know, the name was created by Professor Kagemann, who's one of the founders of SAP, and so many people worldwide actually understand when they hear Industry 4.0, this is something to do with Germany, with high Germany quality production, etc. So as I'm running out of time, I will drop this here and just shortly summarize the German strategy on China, which basically means we are looking carefully at it, but as long as the Chinese pay for their technology transfer, we are ready to help. And which is and here I summarize a little bit our interest. Of course, we are happy to work with the Chinese partners if this is in a win-win situation for both, for us and for them. Thanks a lot.